Paul, a very impressive 4-0 home win against Frome Town today. How are you feeling after that result?
Yeah, really pleased. I thought we were very, very good today, and we could have got frustrated at half-time being 0-0 because we played well, we created opportunities, and we didn't take them, but we just came out and did the same thing again in the second half, and it took a little bit of class from Lewis Twamley and a class pass from Kieran Evans to break the deadlock, and then it just was like breathe a sigh of relief, and the boys were, great to get a clean sheet and to score 4.
They had to be patient to get that opening goal, but once the first one came, it started flowing a bit. You glad that you got that early goal in the second half instead of having to wait like last weekend for a late winner?
Absolutely. We were ready to wait if we had to. We said, look, we're going to need to be patient. They were well organised. They got lots of men behind the ball. I was really pleased with the way that we managed any threat on the counter-attack. There was one ball which we switched off on where Curtis Hudson got in the first half. Other than that, we've had plenty of opportunities, and they didn't go in, but we had the patience, and it felt different today. It felt like we were going to have the patience, and if we needed to go to the end, we would have gone to the end. But fortunately, like you say, when one goes in a little bit earlier, you can all relax a little bit, players, supporters and staff.
And I think especially in the sort of first opening 20 minutes, Frome looked as if they were quite comfortable trying to play out from the back, but the boys done a very good job of pressing them quite early and looking to win that ball and regain possession quite quickly. Is that a plan you had going into mind in this game today?
Yeah, I think in all games we want to be on the front foot. We want the ball. We don't want to allow teams to settle, especially at home. We want to be on the front foot. So yeah, that's something in every game. They set up slightly differently to what we'd expected. They went with four big centre halves who weren't really going to go and leave any spaces. They made sure there was no space for Rick in that channel, but that meant they were, we managed to pen them in at times, so that got us on the front foot. Look, the goals didn't come in the first half, they came in the second, and it was a top performance. Other than a 10-minute spell where after we'd gone 2-0 up, where I think we just lost control of the game a little bit, and they were fighting to try and come back into the game as you'd expect. Jamie made one very good save there at that point, and that shows what a good team performance it is. And the boys coming off the bench, we had Matthew Harris and Alex John come off injured today. They're going to be a couple of weeks out, but we brought on Lee Lucas and Callum Ryan Phillips, and then later in the game we bring on Cole Jarvis who scores, and Fraser Thomas who plays a hand in that goal. So we've got a fantastic squad. Boys are buying into it. They have to miss out now and again for us to keep this squad, but you look at that, and even when we lose those players to injury, I don't think in the past we'd have had like for like quality, which we definitely had today.
Yeah, I think the only sort of negative you can take from the game today was those 2 injuries. They both looked quite nasty from what you could see. Is it more of the boys said?
Yeah, Alex has turned his ankle quite badly. He's won a great loose ball in the box, but in stretching, Fraser's rolled his ankle. So hard to tell, but Alex is a really quick healer, I'd expect, but it's a bad one, so I'd expect him to be out for a minimum of 2 weeks, really. And then we'll see from there. It could be anything with those ankle ligaments, it could be anything up to 5 or 6, but Alex generally gets back very quickly, so I'd probably say he'll be back just after 2, knowing him. And Matty's possibly pulled his calf there, so again we'll have to wait and see on that and see how he settles down, but it's going to be a couple of weeks minimum for him too.
Move now next Saturday to the away fixture against Plymouth Parkway. They're currently in the relegation zone. You've moved up to second today with a win. Is there a chance for you to continue what is now a 7-game unbeaten run in the league? Yeah,
today we went past last season's points tally for the first time. We started really well last season, but it was at this point last season that we had a really poor first run. We had a couple of other poor runs during the season, so we're really determined in there to keep it going. We're looking forward to the challenge of going away from home. We know we've played a lot at home, but you've still got to win those games. We've played a lot of teams who have found themselves in the bottom half in the early part of the season, but you've still got to win those games. And that's something that we have been very, very good at so far this season. And maybe other teams haven't been quite that good, and we haven't been quite that good in the past at doing it. So it's been a really good start. We're looking forward to the challenge of going away now on grass next week at Plymouth, and all the challenges that November will bring.
Yeah, like you said, it has been a very good start, but there's still a lot of football to be played. So is there still a thing of being patient at the minute? There's still a lot of games coming up. So even though you're sitting in second place, it's about remaining composed for these upcoming fixtures.
Yeah, it's a long season. We've played 12 games. We've got 28 points, I think, which is a fantastic return. It's a really good start to the season. But 28 points don't win a league. 28 points don't get you in the playoffs. So we've got a determination and a real desire to maintain that now in the second half of the season. Big thank you to Frome for moving the game today. I mean, they might look at it now and think they shouldn't have, because I know they've picked up a few injuries over the last couple of weeks. But the Christmas schedule this year is absolutely mental, and I appreciate the supporters coming out today, because they've come out for a lot of home games, and they may have been looking forward to the one on the 21st of December, but for our players, they got to play on the 26th at Hungerford, they got to play on the 28th against Walton. So you're asking boys, Christmas Day you don't celebrate, and now even with that game on the 28th thrown in, you're even saying, well, Boxing Day after the game you can't go out and celebrate and do things with your family, because then we've got, you know, the 28th, and then we've got New Year's Day. So again, New Year's Eve you can't do. So we had this opportunity to bring this game forward, and I'm sure both groups of players will have the opportunity then to do something a little bit different before Christmas, which they never get the opportunity to do. You know, if there's work dues on Fridays and stuff, opportunities that go away with the family, spend a little bit of time before Christmas. And that's why this game was moved today. So big thanks to them for moving it. Hopefully their players, even though the result hasn't gone today, and ours, see the benefit of that. And then it saves our supporters to come in on the 28th and the 21st in big games against Walton and Gloucester over the Christmas period. So, and the supporters were immense again today. It was a fantastic atmosphere. The crowds are growing. Hope the players are responding, and it's a great place to be when it's like that.
That's great, and congratulations on today's win.
Cheers, Ben, top man.